What's up, guys? So I'm going to do a quick breakdown on 3 or 4 different ways to set up mount I've been using recently. So first I'm going to break down really fast how I do these on the mat, and then I'm going to go through some sparring clips of me using it in training today.
So the first one that I think is a really important one to understand is once I get side control, I want to capture this arm inside my hip. So what I do is I grab his legs and I turn him away, and now I can come up and capture that leg with my left leg. From here, I want to lock my left shin under his back. And from here, I have a few different options. The first one I like to do is I push this leg down and I start sliding my knee up over towards mount. Very often he'll put his hand on my knee to try to defend here, and there's a few different ways to go about this. I can push this down. Sometimes I can posture up and throw a triangle over. But the other one I like to do here is once I pin this, right, I come up and I bring my shin over top, and that kind of locks his hand in position. From here, I'll go under with my arm, I scoop this guy up, peel it up high, and fully mount. Another one I'll do a lot is whenever I pass the guard, very often I use these kind of over back grips to finish like this to dig into north-south, and I'll end up in this kind of over back position like this, right? So now there's two versions of this. I'll show the second one in a second. I can either have my arm under his arm like this, or it can be over the arm like this. In this case, I want to get rid of this arm, so if it's in the way, I'll push it down and skip my shin over. And the first one I like to do is when I'm over the arm like this, what I do is I grab my own foot. It's really unexpected because he can't see anything, right? So I just grab here, and even if he keeps his knees up, keep your knees up like this, right? If I pull this across, I can dig my heel, go around that side. So as I dig this up, I can kind of, he doesn't even know it's coming. I can catch the heel really quick under the hamstring and cut into mount. And immediately I want to settle my hip tight to his so that either way he tries to turn his hip, I can kind of drive my hip to keep it flush to the mat. So the other one I really like to do is I'm in a classic side and I feel like this frame is too difficult. So I quickly go over here to lock this out of position. From here, I can switch my right arm to the near side hip. And now what I do is I circle all the way to the other side. And now I have this reverse side control with my arm under his arm. From here, I'm gonna push his wrist down again and I go here. Now in this position here, I can come up to mount very much in the same way. But one other thing I like to do here is as I kind of back up, or if he turns in really hard to me, keep turning in, I can let him keep coming in more, like this. And it's very easy to grab the hip and jump all the way over for the back, or just pull him all the way in and immediately come here.
So now I'm going to go through the sparring footage of me using this on the mat. But if you guys have been enjoying this new style of content, be sure to leave a comment and let me know what you guys would like to see me cover in future videos. Or if you have any specific questions, I'll try to make videos answering technical questions you guys leave in the comments. All right, so the first clip we're looking at is me here in side control. You can see I haven't quite set my left foot under the back yet. So I'm going to use my right arm here to scoop his legs and turn him to the side. This opens his back up and makes it easy for me to shift my left shin under the back like I talked about in the technique. So now I'm already setting my knee over his hip here. And you can see he's already starting to frame on my knee, which is super normal. From here, the first attempt, I actually try to go for the triangle, but he really quickly lifts his leg up to block it. So I come back down to the position here. So now since he's already kind of hip to that, I'm gonna slide my knee all the way over like I showed in the technique, and I lock his leg down. From here, there's a few different ways to finish. You can bring the foot all the way to the floor. I think in this case, I'm actually able to scoop underneath it like this, and I get under the elbow. Once I get under the elbow, I can kind of stay high. And notice I'm using my head as a post there as well. So that kind of leaning way over when you have the leg under the back with the head post there, it's very hard to off balance from. So now I've scooped the elbow up and I kind of slide down and come directly into mount. Anytime I can get the elbow over the head, I always lock it up there because he's so deleveraged, it's really hard to bring it back down. And then I go straight up for an arm bar here, except in the arm bar setup, I kind of do it where it's locked behind my armpit here. I throw over and I get the finish. The next clip is going in from a pass. So I do a Toreando. I'll probably do a video on this at some point, but I have an outside knee grip with my left hand, which makes it basically impossible for him to loop his far leg to defend the pass. Leave a comment if you'd like to see that video in the future. So I come into knee on belly first, I pass. Now he has like a decent frame here with his right hand, so I switch my arm over the back, and now we're going to go into the reverse side control finish with the arm over the back version first clip. So we're here, so I'm going to switch my hip up, and I'm starting to bring my knee up here. You can tell he's very aware of what I'm trying to do. So now what I do is I start grabbing the foot. And the cool thing here is when you grab this foot, he literally, you can just see where his head's at. He has no idea it's coming. So from his perspective, I'm still in that base position. And now I come over and notice how I catch my heel right behind like the hamstring glute area and immediately scoop my hip down, dropping my weight on my hips. From here, I already am starting to scoop the elbow up over the head. I lock it up. And on this one, his other arm is so low, it's really hard to be able to scoop up over the head. So instead, I pin it to his hip. And then I think I use this to, I'm going to use this to shoot up over for a triangle choke directly there. And then often you can finish with a quick arm bar. Okay, next clip here is a really cool knee cut setup I've been using recently. So I control that outside knee again because it's hard to lasso. It's also hard to break the grip there. And I can force him to stay facing me, and I kind of force this knee shield, which I did a video on recently. I'll also do a big video on the main channel soon about this concept as well. So I lock him into the knee shield. I get this near side tricep grip, which locks him dead center. And I'm just going to use this, switch up to the lapel. And again, with that knee shield there, if he tries to kick through to lasso, he gives me a direct line to his chest and it gives me a pass. So he's actually much more stuck there than you would think. So when I do the big video on that, I'll go much more in depth on it. So I come all the way down in, we're inside. Now from here, I think I'm gonna go, so here you see me starting to do the thing where I lock the arm in like I talked about. But in this case, I switch up over the back. And now I'm going to switch my hand to the near side hip like this. And this is the one I talked about where I go all the way around the other side. I did that a little too fast. I come all the way around the other side. And now I'm in this like reverse side under the arm. But this arm is still in the way. So very often I just kind of push this guy down and I slide my shin over here like this, right? So now as I slide the shin over, kind of pulling his leg in, he's starting to turn into me. So I slide over and I kind of let him even turn into me a little bit. And you can see when he comes over, the back is already exposed. I wrap the far hip. And in this case, I just pull him all the way back into me, immediately go up to the back, digging for the choke there, just like that. So the next one, we're here. Again, I come into this knee cut position. I cover this in my knee cut series video I'm going to post soon. He has an extreme knee shield. And what I do is I back up. I use my elbow on his top thigh there to lock his leg down, and I'm going to switch my right shin to a shin-on-shin position. You can't quite see it on the frame. And I slide over, and then now this gives me like a leg weave position. I grab his tricep, and I keep my rib weight on top of his thigh, making it hard for him to turn. And now as I weave my leg in between, I can bring my left leg up, and I come directly to mount. From here, I get the crossface again. I scoop that elbow high. I'll put a link in the description to my mount breakdown video. I have like a very comprehensive mount breakdown on my main channel. I scoop the other elbow up high here, lock him up, and I'm going to come all the way up into a high S mount and go for an arm bar here, just like that. Okay, this next clip is just me doing double sleeve butterfly, which has been a really fun project of mine recently. So it's unbelievably powerful. This looks like there's no way I could do an overhead sweep here. But what I do is I create a slight bit of pressure first with the arms by pushing and even my knee a little bit pushing. And then when I feel him respond back a little, I rip the sleeves over the head. So it feels like he's going to get some post there with his left hand, you see, and I fast clip it out underneath. And it creates this insanely strong flipping motion there. It's really shocking how strong that actually is. It doesn't look like it will be, but it is. Let me let the play in full speed real quick so you can see it. Right here, boom, you get that really nice flip, right? Such a cool system to use because not only is it unorthodox, you can use it when they're standing, but also you can transition into classic butterfly with the arm over the back. And also you can transition in and out of like spider or collar sleeve with it, as I talked about in my previous video. All right, guys, if you're enjoying this style of content, again, just leave a comment and let me know. I really look for your guys' comments as a show of how much interest there is in the type of videos that I do. And as always, if you guys like the content, like, share, subscribe. Thanks a lot.